What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the Hive Mind Podcast. Yes, we have a name now, and you guys were fucking worthless at coming up with names.
Absolutely worthless.
Did you look at the comments and see what the name suggestions were? They were truly fucking awful.
I saw anus dicks, and I'm like, what?
I didn't see that one, but
oh, God.
Here's some good ones. 2 guys, 1 cup, with the explanation, we talk shit while we eat shit. The Dontain Podcast.
Dontain Podcast.
Yeah, we already said we didn't want to do that privately. Have like names conjoining like that. Then there was Gaming Talk, spelled out Gayming.
That'll show up on search results.
Gaming Talk.
Gaming, like I'm supposed to be a gay Chinaman.
Pretty much.
Me got gaming.
Then the Zypod Doncast, and my personal favorite, Meme Talk. Dude, I was almost... Dude, Meme Talk? I thought about it. I was like, that's kind of funny, but no. So I went with Hive Mind because it's very snappy, and it's, the whole internet, Hive Mind, everybody's brain is part of it. Whatever. Fuck you if you don't like it.
Why you can't.
Pretty much.
That's
anyway.
the reason, everybody.
So yeah, pretty much it's your fault. it's your fault. So all right.
What was that one? The Don.
Zypod Doncast.
I kind of think that's clever, but again, it's like it's the Don Pie Sai. What is this? Is this Asian recipe? What is this?
Meme Talk.
Meme Talk is cool because it's just like, okay, guys, welcome to Meme Talk. We're talking about memes. What are your new memes? I got some new memes. There's one of, and just like fucking saying, like, there's Donald Trump. Oh, it's a funny meme. All right, moving on. 10 out of 10.
So where were you? For anybody that didn't know, you went off and did some fucking random shit for Black Friday.
Oh, just now? Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend came into town. He lives like 4 hours away, and in his ultimate wisdom, he did not tell me that he was in town for Thanksgiving, meeting up with his wife's family who live here. And he tweeted me. He texted me. I was at Walmart picking up like essentials and stuff. And he's like, oh, didn't mean to letting you know, sorry, it's short notice. I'm here. And I call him and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, I'm here. I'm like, well, where's here? He's like, I'm outside your apartment. And I'm like, I'm not there. And then and you can hear it in his voice where he's like, looks around for my card. He's like, oh yeah,
Shit.
It seems like you're not. And I'm just, so I'm like, I got some Taco Bell. I got some of those Boss Wraps. One of the steak Boss Wraps. It tastes great.
I'm not familiar.
I've been seeing ads for them all over the place when I go. Like, I'm one of those people who doesn't use ad blocks. So like, I see these ads. It's like
a
Bell.
fucking
like,
true legend.
Yeah, I mean, they're like 15 seconds long. If you don't have the patience to see a 15-second long ad that supports the streamer that you're watching, by the way, then fuck
You're
yourself.
basically Gandhi, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Anyway, so
then we
you
went
do anything
to
fun? Oh shit! I just cut you off.
No.
Combo breaker. Go ahead.
You're learning. No, we just went to Best Buy and nothing of interest to me was on a Black Friday sale. Like a camera that I wanted, not on sale. A hard drive that I wanted to get, not on sale. The hard drive hub, so I can plug in the new hard drive and connect my current existing external hard drives, not on sale. Hey, the graphics card that I wanted to get, not on sale. So I'm like, Best Buy, what the fuck? And only thing that I saw that they had was you can get a TV, an Xbox, and 3 games for $500.
Wait, a TV, an Xbox One?
An Xbox One, yes.
A TV, Xbox One. That's actually pretty fucking sick. What kind of TV was it?
I didn't see it.
That's one of those things where they're only doing that for like one guy though. It's like a one-off thing, and then everyone else that doesn't get it is just fucked. Pretty much. That's how normally that stuff works. It's like an amazing
they got bundles
deal.
over at my Best Buy. They're like, here's the bundle. They try to sell like 5 or 10 of them, But
yeah, but normally how those big like crazy good deals, there's like one thing like that, and then the rest of it's just not that great. But I've noticed that this shit, man. I'm fucking awful. Go ahead.
I wasn't going to drop $500 on anything in there at all. The money that I have right now is keeping me afloat until I find some work. So I'm just sitting there going like, my friend's like, this is a really good deal for this. This is a low price for like a 5 terabyte hard drive. And I'm like, sorry, dude. Later on, now he's taking me back to my place, and we're chatting about stuff. He's like, well, if you wanted to get the graphics card, I would have got it for you for like a holiday gift. And I'm like, oh, you idiot. You're supposed to say that when we're in the store. Not as we're driving. Oh, I was going to do that. Well, so now I've negotiated it with him that he's going to get me upgraded RAM, because I only have 8 gigabytes of RAM in my car. In my car.
In your car?
Damn. I wanted to say on my card, but in my computer. And he's going to give me like some GTX 900 series graphics card. And so I'm like, that's cool. That'll help with recording and editing. And
yeah, definitely. Dude, 5 terabytes, that is a big hard drive for even what we do with recording shit. I've stuck with 2 terabytes for like the last 3 builds I've done. And I record in like pretty stupidly, large file sizes, and I still don't have issues with running out.
One of the things I cannot do, because I don't have another hard drive inside my computer. I've only got 2 hard drives in the computer, one for the OS and one for fraps only.
Yep.
What I cannot do is record, or when I'm streaming, record tandemly with OBS. I'd like to be able to do that.
Your CPU just like fucking explode.
There's not enough space. I don't have enough space to record that. It would be like it'd be gigabytes.
How big is your the fucking recording drive?
It's 1 terabyte, but there's only 188 gigabytes free.
Jeez,
that's my
all that stuff. Like, you gotta have it.
Yes, that's all. None of that is old either, people. That's not like me hanging on to Guild Wars 2 video clips or any of that shit. That's all new stuff as of like last month. So I've got tons of stuff to work on. But yeah, that's one thing that I want to do, but I can't obviously do it with an external hard drive. It's just one of those things where like at least I'm on game when it comes to knowing what I need to do. And the reason why I want to be able to do that is because Twitch never exports my fucking streams correctly, so I can never get them to YouTube to download them to edit into highlight.
Yeah, that's a pain in the dick.
Fucking hey, fix that shit. Twitch is $1 billion company. Fix it. Simple.
Yeah, I've always, for the longest time, I've just recorded my stuff locally as well as when I stream it, because it's a pain in the dick trying to highlight some shit, and then when they export it to YouTube, it loses a lot of quality too. It's pretty gross. You do anything fun for Thanksgiving? You eat your ass off at your parents' house or anything like that?
No.
Dude, I ate so much.
I streamed for a little bit, and people were like, oh, you're all alone on Thanksgiving? Where's your family? I'm like, they're gone. And they're like,
they just go,
wait, what do you mean they're gone? And I'm like, as in they're all dead. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, this is fucking awkward for me now.
The stream was like, what the fuck? They're dead. I was like, no, I'm just kidding. They're all spread around. No one's around. And I ate, I don't know what I ate. I had a sandwich or something. It wasn't a big, Thanksgiving is not a huge deal for me. It used to be when I was younger because I have a big family, but now,
it's time is favorite, man. It's my
but you probably got to eat all the classics.
Oh, dude, I ate so much fucking food, and then I have leftovers. It's fantastic. I'm curious how far I set myself back with this holiday. But yeah, that was good times. I think Thanksgiving we kind of hit that. Overwatch. We want to talk about that. We played that, both of us, and I've actually.
Did we not talk about that last time?
We talked about it, but we had never played it yet. Remember, because we had just gotten in for the weekend beta.
We started playing. That was Friday. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
My God.
What do you think?
Shit. Bastion needs to be nerfed a little bit. Other than that, everyone is fun to play, and I love that every character has like a personality, and there's TLC put into each character. But what I praise the most about Overwatch is its game feel. It just you feel it. You feel like you're there. You're like playing. Its game feels a very difficult thing to describe, but.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I mean, people who play games, you guys just know what I'm talking about.
I think a lot of that is the fact that the characters have personality and they're so unique, and I will back you up on that point. Like, the guy with the roller skates, he's his own thing with the wall riding, and Tracer with the funny quips and all that shit. It all comes together pretty well, and all the characters are very well done.
Yeah,
like that.
I think the moment that I realized that the game has incredible game feel is when I started playing Diva, and I just played like 5-6 games in a row, and I was just like, this feels great. I feel like I'm in a mech shooting up motherfuckers and then I can fly away anytime I want. And that's a tank character.
I fucking hate that ability, that explosion. Holy shit.
Oh, her ult is the best.
Well, yeah, if you're the one fucking using it. Damn, the radius on that thing is crazy. It's probably one of the few things in the game that makes me go, fucking bullshit, is that explosion radius. Yeah. Man, it's huge.
Yeah, after looking through a lot of what I've been trying to like edit and like sort of watching myself play the game and stuff, I will say this. Tracer's bomb is weak.
Oh yeah, you gotta basically put that thing on somebody's back.
Yeah, does it stick to people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm just an idiot. But I mean, I've seen they zoom in, drop the bomb, and then they'd rewind, and I'm just standing there like, oh, there's a bomb, and it just goes off near me. Yeah. And I didn't take any damage, and I'm like, that's really weak. But I
even
guess
if you stick, like I've had plenty of times where I've actually stuck the Reinhardt and it doesn't kill him. It doesn't do enough damage, even if you directly stick them. But yeah, no, my tactic is I just blink forward 3 times directly into somebody's model, or not even 3 times, just 1 or 2, whatever, and just actually like physically run into them and then just hit it, and then hit E and go back in time. That's the way I've always done it. What's your favorite character so far?
Favorite. It'd be a tie between Diva and Reaper, and
wow, those are pretty different from each other.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I'm clearly going to point this out. Reaper is absolutely that character that like anyone can pick up and play, because it's just, what do they call it in Call of Duty when you have
I think that goes to Soldier 76. I think Soldier 76 is probably the one that. Because, dude, I don't know if you saw that Overwatch video I posted, but, like, literally my first, 2 games I played with that character, I went, like, a 19-kill streak, and it just felt fucking wrong.
Right.
Like, he's not OP, he's just, like, if you have that, if you're good at arcade shooters, you're just going to be good at that character, because, mid-range, whatever.
That's the purpose of the character, to be like, this is the closest thing to what you've played recently.
Exactly.
Come into Overwatch, go check it out. Nobody else can sprint but this guy. Cool. No, and I like him, he's great, but... For me, Reaper is so that guy, like, if you're not that good with Soldier 76, or you're not that good with, say, like, who else? If you're not that good at, like, a support character, but you want to do damage, Reaper is just, it's not easy mode, but it's so satisfying that I can see myself being like, I don't want to not play Reaper. Even though we don't need a Reaper for this because we're defending or something. I'm still going to play that character because he's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and his ult is sweet. Cool. Oh, yeah. God.
I think Reaper is, I don't know. I'm not actually that great at Reaper. I mean, I'm not horrible at him, but I think he is a little tricky, especially with, like, knowing when to use the ult, because obviously everyone's dick gets hard when they see, like, 5 people clustered together. But that's not always the right move, because you can easily get killed when you use that ult. I don't know if that's happened to you, but you're like, oh my god! And you drop down from above and you ult, and you're like, I'm gonna get 5 kills, and then you just get shit on because all 5 of those people just turn on you and get.
It's a lot about like proximity of how like the range of the ult is. Clearly, like we don't really know how far away you can be, how close can you be. My biggest problem with Reaper and Death Blossom is that if Reinhardt is near me and he's like, there he is, and he just hits me with the hammer and I'm down.
Yeah.
Or if what is the big fat guy with the giant.
Roadhog.
I always want to say Roadhog, thinking that's not his name, but he can grab you with his hook, so that like totally stops it. But that's all part of the balance of the game and knowing how to play Reaper well. I did. There's a highlight stream that I like. The video is made. I just have to upload it. But you can get behind enemy lines with Reaper, to where they don't know you're there. But his teleport is not really strong because you can see where he's going to be. So, there's that.
Yeah, if they ever needed to buff that character, that would be the way I would do it, is make that teleport a little quicker. Or maybe not telegraph it as much. I'm not saying he needs to be buffed, but if he had to be buffed, that would be the way to do it.
And I think a really good way to get good at Reaper is knowing when to utilize that shift ability where he changes into a ghost and he can't shoot, but he can't be shot at. So
yeah, there's definitely, when I was playing him, I feel like Reaper is going to be one of those classes where like you're going to get really good with time, not so much with like the aiming part, but just like the teleport spots of knowing like if I stand in this doorway, no one can see me, but I also have a line of sight up to this ledge and I can teleport and no one will know.
I had a lot of opportunities like that where, Bastion will sit on top and shoot down as we're pushing the whatever it's called, the caravan forward. And then I just teleport up to the ledge, get behind him and just go, boom, 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 and he's just like, he's transforming. He's like, fuck, I'm gonna die, and then he just dies.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if
That's Bastion right there.
Yeah, really. I don't think Bastion is really OP because he is really easily counterable if somebody's playing the right characters for it. But he is annoying. I'll say that it is
You have
annoying.
to tell me what characters you're talking about because me and my friend were watching because he's like, show me what you got, and I'm showing him Bastion shit, and I got what's her lady who shoots the rockets, Pharaoh or Pharaoh, whatever.
Pharaoh's not a good character for it.
She's blowing my fucking shield with the rockets. You'd think my shield's gonna go down. No,
it's...
And then it just recharges it, so, whatever. I'd have to play more to see how
I think the best character for it is probably Tracer, just because you can go zip, 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 and just go right behind him, and take no damage, and just shoot him in the back, and
even if he does get a couple shots, you can still hit E and just be like, whatever.
Yeah, and heal yourself. I think Reaper is also pretty good at it as well. Not as good as Tracer, because you have to be in a spot where you can teleport behind him. But I think Reaper is also pretty good at that. But Tracer is definitely it's like a free kill with Tracer. It's pretty cheesy because obviously the Bastion can't do anything. Because I'm sure when you've played Bastion, if somebody gets behind you, you might as well just hands up. You're not gonna transform out fast enough.
Yeah. Very rarely are you going to survive if Tracer gets behind you.
Yeah, my personal favorite Overwatch moment was playing Zenyatta, where a Reaper dropped in on my team. We were all stacked up. He popped his ultimate, and I popped my Zenyatta ultimate, where I go like golden and do the fucking huge AoE heals, and I just denied him that 6-man. He even told me after the game, he's like, "Fuck, man, that was so good." And I don't know, it was just a cool moment.
Yeah, I did not get to play many of the support characters. My friend was like, "What's Mercy like?" I'm like, I don't know. I know she revives everyone.
Did you play a lot, or did you not play that much?
No, I played a lot. I just didn't play the support characters all that much.
Dude, that's the one thing I was not expecting to like. Like, I'm not... you can probably tell I'm not much of a support character kind of guy, but I really like the support characters in Overwatch. I think Zenyatta is probably going to be one of my mains. The Lucio roller skate guy is pretty dope.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
He's fucking cool. I was playing Symmetra just today because I have... what happened is I'm in this foster home right now, and I got adopted by a guy who has the Overwatch closed beta, and since he adopted me, I'm now his minor, and he can share his account with me as per terms of service.
Okay.
So I'm really happy that I'm moving into him, and I've got a new family. I've been in this foster home for a really long time, you know that, obviously. So looking forward to that. But anyway, I was playing Symmetra. She's pretty cool. But yeah, Zenyatta, he's like a fucking beast, man. You can get a lot of kills with that character. Like, he does a shitload of damage. It's actually pretty ridiculous. But the one character that I liked a lot, that I didn't think I was going to like at all, and you fucking remember when we were talking privately, how I was talking shit about the lesbian dyke tank character. It's like, look, they made this character to appeal to, like, demographics, obviously. Like, a certain... Zarya.
Yeah, Zarya.
I tried her out on a whim, and she's a fucking beast, man. That character just wrecks. Probably does the most damage. Like, once you get her gun charged up, she probably does the most damage of any character in the entire game. If you're properly shooting your shields out onto people, because that's the way the mechanic works. Essentially, your gun charges up based off of damage that other people do to your shielded teammates. So if you're properly supporting your teammates with giving them shields, you also are rewarded by your gun doing a fucking dickload of damage. And
I remember she shoots like a grenade-ish type shot, and that was taking me out when I was playing Bastion. So I was like, something to this character.
Grenade? Maybe the ultimate?
Her right click. Her right click shoots out like a big ball, and it's kind of like shooting a grenade. Like
that's Symmetra you're thinking of.
No,
that goes through the shield.
No. This is Zarya. Her left click is like a laser beam, and her right click she shoots like. It's like a grenade. It's like a grenade launcher. She shoots like a ball out, and it arcs, and it just kept hitting me, and I was like, fuck, I'm dying. And I didn't know who was doing it because barely anybody was playing.
I don't think I've ever right-clicked on that character.
Yeah, try it.
I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I've been playing this character for I've been doing really well with this character, and I never tried right-clicking now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think will be very confusing for the traditional FPS player when they get in. They're like, okay, sprinting and iron sighting. Well, okay, you can't do that except for like a few characters. Oh, well, then I don't have to right click.
So it's like a laser electrical arc?
No, it's a ball. She shoots like a ball out. You can aim it, It's the same thing as a grenade launcher. Like a
wow.
just
Yeah,
like
now
a
that you're saying that, I don't think I've ever right clicked.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that either, because I guess Zarya, no one plays Zarya, so it's, I don't know. I just can't believe that character. I thought that character was gonna be stupid as fuck, because I'm like, wait, you put shields on other people and you're a tank? It's like, But once you get that
woman who's really big and has pink hair. Ugh, jeez.
Yeah, it's like, did you
24
guys
hours later, it's like, I love you.
Yeah, really, they made like the Tumblr class. Like that's essentially what Zarya is like the Tumblr of Overwatch. And
oh sure.
fucking dude, the class is sick. Like when you get that gun charged up, you really do just melt people. I can't think of anything in the game that kills faster. Like realistically, obviously like a Widowmaker headshot, or maybe Reaper really up close.
Yeah,
but that gun,
it's probably faster than Winston's electric gun.
That gun is trash, dude. I have like been AFK and not had the thing fucking kill me. I literally came back from being AFK and I'm taking this damage, and I look behind me, it's a Winston, just like that stupid ass electric gun.
I literally had a Winston, and who doesn't matter who I was playing, and he was electrocuting me. And he got me to like a sliver of my final little bar of health, and then he hit his ult and like went berserk and hit me. And I'm just sitting there going like, this is what you shouldn't do, because you had me, Winston. You had me dead, but you wasted your ult.
Winston is probably one of the least threatening characters in the game. Like never have I been like, oh my god, it's a Winston. I don't know. I just don't think that character is particularly threatening, especially when you compare him to the other tanks. Like when Zarya can just melt your face off and Reinhardt can destroy you.
Yeah, I had a moment where I actually pinned a Tracer with Reinhardt, but she didn't hit a wall. It's a unique spot in the map where like you go up the stairs and there's no wall, so she didn't die. She just got flung out and then she teleported. She blinked back into she was out over the ocean and she blinked back into the map, and I'm like,
that's
fuck.
Oh,
that sucks, man.
That's actually a pretty good play though.
Oh yeah, it's fun to watch.
But yeah, I think Overwatch definitely has legs. Like I think that game, I think it'll do well. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it'll have a lasting effect?
Yeah, of course. Look at Blizzard. They're just like, hey, we're gonna make this card game. It's like a casual card game for your tablet. Oh, what? There's a humongous championship for it, a tournament or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think just because they touch something, it's gonna be gold. Like Heroes of the Storm and StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3 have kind of withered away. So I think they still have to be like good games for people to be behind them.
I don't agree with the Heroes of the Storm bit. They put characters out, people play the game. And
yeah, I guess so. I just made an assumption just because I haven't been seeing it on the forefront. But
there is one problem with Heroes though. Quick matches are taking a lot longer to get into, because I think a lot of people just do their dailies by doing the versus AI matches. So.
That's fucking like, why even play the game? That's kind of lame. Like, why would you just like, oh, I'm gonna do my daily against AI? Like, I don't know.
The reason they do it is because it's quicker. They probably just do it versus AI to get the daily out of the way. Because like one of the dailies is like play 8 games. Like,
oh what? Shit.
Or win. And then some of them say specifically win 2 games as an assassin or as a Diablo character. So it's like,
so what, do they just play bots and put them on easy?
No. The AI matches, the difficulty of the AI is randomized. Like, there'll be like 4 adept and like 1 expert. So whatever. It's not like you're gonna lose though. So it's a guaranteed win, and they're very quick matches. But
that's still kind of cheesy though that you can do that.
I believe that after they do their dailies, they then go to quick match and actually go and play against people. You know what I mean? Because who wants to go, oh, I gotta win 3 games as a Diablo character, and then you lose, and then you lose again. We're like, well, I want to get this daily out of the way so I can get the next daily, because you can only have 3 at a time and you don't want to miss one, right? Because you want to get that gold to buy your new hero and shit.
Yeah.
So they just go AI and win. I have no problem with it. It just seems like a lot more people are doing it and then logging off and not playing quick matches.
Overwatch makes me really wonder what the fuck Titan was going to be. Because I think the story with Overwatch is they just use the Titan IP. Like, they just use, like, the characters that were going to be in Titan and the worlds and stuff. And they just made it into a shooter instead of an MMO. Like, what the fuck was Titan gonna be with all these weird ass characters and shit?
Yeah,
like it really makes me wonder. I mean, they canceled it, so
it's like the Sylvanas of the game, and or whatever. It's like, it's fine, you know. I would love for Blizzard to come out and be like, So honestly, this is what Titan was, and then just have them show screenshots and like.
Dude,
demo
it was
reels
probably
and shit.
like disjointed as fuck. Like it's one of those things where it's almost like I feel like if the people say like, "Oh, this game's been in development for like so long," I really don't think that's particularly a good thing because like it normally means they've just like iterated and iterated and iterated and like everything just becomes really disjointed.
I can give you an example of a game that's just like that.
WildStar was like that. You know, they developed WildStar for fucking forever, like 7 years or some shit.
Really, 7?
Yeah, it was a lot. It's a whole lot. They reiterated on stuff constantly.
Well, my example is Guild Wars 2. So.
Yeah.
6 years in development.
There really wasn't that much to the game at launch, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, at launch there was a lot. It was very exciting around launch, but like 6 months after, it's like okay.
yeah, that game is just weird. That game is just not for me, I guess. That's just the best way to put it.
And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people who get into it and really like it, over time, eventually will say the same thing. Like, well, now, I mean, I did like it, but it's not for
Well,
me.
it's just, you know, I swear, it's like they built the game to not, like, have constant updates. Like, they don't really add that much to the game.
They add story.
Yeah, but how much is that really? Like, it's not like they drop a patch and they bring out a whole bunch of new dungeons and shit like that.
Of course, no. It's story. I mean, at one point in time, they even referenced, like, they said something along the lines of, like, experiencing Guild Wars 2 is like experiencing Game of Thrones. You get a new episode every 2 weeks. You like Game of Thrones, right? Well, then that's what you have to, they're trying to condition you into the mindset that, like, you like it, right? It's like, yeah, I like dungeons and, like, getting loot and doing something and being a badass and playing with cool people. I could care less about this lame-ass story you came up with.
Yeah,
So,
but, like,
I mean,
the Guild Wars 2
truly
definitely
is lame.
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 doesn't have any, like, big updates like patch 1.1 comes out with 3 new dungeons, a new zone, and, you know, a new battleground. Like, there's nothing like that.
That is practically Heart of Thorns. Heart of Thorns is practically just what World of Warcraft would have put out as a patch.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
And kids
know,
go
yeah.
gaga over, oh my god, Heart of Thorns! It's like,
And when you pay for that patch, right? It was like $40.
you pay for it, but you waited 2 years for it.
Yeah. See, that would be the thing.
2
Like,
years times $15, these casuals are going, okay, well, that's how much money I saved. No, you didn't save any money. Because there is no subscription fee.
yeah, people talk shit about WoW with that, where like, oh, you're paying $15 a month for game updates when they only come every 6 months. But at least they update the game. Like, at least I feel like there's like a decent amount of, like, even though I don't play WoW anymore and I don't really like the way the game is gone, there's a lot of content there if you want to do it. Whereas Guild Wars 2, it's like, where's the game?
Yeah, I compare it to this. Yeah, we wait 6 months and we pay 6 months, or we pay a subscription fee over 6 months. But when that patch comes out, we get 6 months of stuff to do. Granted, towards the tail end, we're like, okay, this is getting boring.
I don't know if they're saying that right now, but
well, okay, but I'm just saying, like, when the World of Warcraft player starts to get bored with that patch, they already know that the new patch is on its way. There's no like, well, where's the light at the end of the tunnel? Whereas with Guild Wars 2, it was the game launched and they said they talked trash about the traditional MMO and how you have to pay
dumbass commercial
and stupid, like, we're not gonna make an expansion. We wouldn't force you to buy an expansion. We'll just make more shit. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, here's an expansion, and nobody got upset about it. It's like the oxymoron of the gaming world that is around Guild Wars 2. Like, first they're mad, they're like, yeah, fuck expansions, and then here Heart of Thorns comes out, and they're like, yeah, we love expansions. Yeah, dude. It's like, pick a fucking goddamn.
There is some weird thing with Guild Wars 2, and like, it particularly has like a huge circle jerk around it, more than like any other game. Like, WildStar obviously had a lot of people, it's like, there's nothing wrong with the game. This server's not dead. Like, there was always people that were like just lying to themselves. But like Guild Wars 2 in particular, like, they really can't do anything wrong. Like, they could have like an Adolf Hitler patch and like put in swastikas and shit, and people be like, look, you know, it's not that bad.
I'd love that.
It's pretty good.
If they put a character in the game that was like an evil character that was like Adolf Hitler levels of evil, I'd be like, dude, that's the bad guy. Hey, guess what, everybody? We have a clear direction of where we're going, and there's story around this Hitler bad guy. I'm all in.
You mean you don't want to go kill the green dragon and then the blue dragon?
Let's go kill a plant fucking dragon. Great, fun.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, the next expansion? Oh, we're gonna go kill the crystal dragon. Glint.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But they introduced a character called oh shit. This is how disconnected I am from the game. She was a Sylvari chick, and she like saw the infinite universe and everything, and she went crazy. And she was like a Hitler character, where she's like, I'm building all this crazy shit, these mechanical robots, and they can kill everyone. I can teleport my army anywhere on Tyria that I want through portals. And her name is Scarlet. That was her name. And she did all this shit, and she built a giant marionette. But she guess where she teleports this thing? Not into a city to murder a bunch of people. No, out in the open for us to fight and get blues and greens. This character could have killed many people. It would have been an interesting character, and they dumbed it down because they wanted to keep it PG.
I can't tell which game has a worse fucking story. Guild Wars 2 or WildStar. Like, I've defended WildStar a lot, like, but the story I have never defended. Like, it's just like, who gives a fuck? Like, the entire time. Like, the whole thing about WildStar is, like, their whole big, like, point that they're trying to make with the story that's, like, the big thing is, what happened to the Elden? It's just like, first of all, I know nothing about the Elden, so why the fuck would I care? And I don't know, it's just, the whole WildStar story is just trash. Like, you played WildStar in the beta, right, for a little bit?
Yeah, and I
played
played
it. Any idea what's going on?
The only thing I picked up on was we're on a planet that has a lot of very valuable technology, and two factions are going to fight over that valuable technology. And at the same time, green holographic men that look like old gray aliens pop up and say witty, bullshit, sarcastic things to me before I go and do a raid. And then I find out the raid it's a simulation.
Dude,
and that's all I knew. But there was
really
a giant
bad.
robot that shot laser eyes at me. That was cool. But I might have told this to you. I only got to like level 28 because it started to feel like vanilla World of Warcraft levels of grinding at that point.
Yeah.
Through the 20s, I'm like, and people who know me and you know me, this game will come out. And I'm like, I'm gonna play it, and I'm playing it for hours every day, and I'm only level 28, and I'm just like, that's it, I'm done. I have no patience for this anymore. Whereas, and I will defend Guild Wars 2, their leveling system is the bomb. But I digress on that. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like they have like a team, like Carbine had like a group of people, and their whole thing was the story of the game, and it's just like, what? Like, all these characters are shit, and I don't care about any of them.
But you know who's really to blame for like a good idea being tweaked into a bad idea when it comes to this kind of thing?
Who's that? The publisher?
The publisher.
I don't know.
NCSoft loves to say, "Oh, you should change that character into something else." And
I don't know anything. I don't know much about NCSoft, but I don't like to always just be like, "Oh, it's the evil publisher." Like, I don't know. I feel like at some point, like, they just sucked at making the game, like that part of the game.
The only reason I blame the publisher when it comes to NCSoft and some other companies is that when you clearly know that there's smart people, talented people that have a good working idea, and then the game comes out and things have changed, you think, why the hell have they changed?
See, I don't think WildStar had a good story from the start. I just don't think, like...
Or no, I'm not talking about
the backbone of what happened to the Elden. That is just not something that I think anyone... Like, I don't know anyone that's like, I love the WildStar story. I've never encountered anyone that's like, this lore is just on fucking point.
It might have been like chapter 1 of many chapters is the way I think of it. Like, we're trying to figure out what happened to the Elden. Oh, we've learned, chapter 2, we've learned more about it, and now we're going to do a thing. But that's my point. I don't mind being told, like, oh, we're learning about the Elden, and then the next chapter being like a complete stupid storyline. Like, oh, yeah, now we need to go investigate the plant dragon. Like, I don't like that shit. Like, okay, we learned about the Elden, now what? Okay, the next chapter has to make sense. And if it doesn't make fucking sense, that means no one was thinking ahead of time.
Yeah.
So you think the story sucks. I don't know the story that well, but I will accept it.
See, the thing is with WoW in particular, like, WoW hasn't, vanilla WoW didn't really have a story, and WoW didn't really get story-based content until, like, just recently, really. But WoW had good characters. Like there were like awesome, like you had the Thrall and the the Varian and all these like badass characters in the world. The Sylvanas for like there's a whole bunch of them. You just list them off, rattle them off. And
I remember
Wildstar doesn't exist. Does Guild Wars 2 have any cool, memorable characters? Because I didn't fucking see any.
The Divinity's Reach is like a group. It's like a traditional 5-man party of the different characters, and they all one of them is each race and stuff. They're interesting, and they have had adventures in the books. There's a novelization of all this stuff that they've done in the past, and that's fine. But they were interesting enough to pull me in and go, yeah, I'm cool with Erstagulkin and all these characters. But as the story went on, they never did anything interesting. Or at least the story never sculpted anything interesting for them to do. Like for example, and this is my prime example all the time. So all you Guild Wars 2 people, listen up. When Scarlet attacks Divinity's Reach to try and assassinate Queen Jenna, she has some kind of psycho rifle or some shit. She teleports in during like the Queen's festival or some kind of festival. And she shoots Jenna straight in the fucking chest. But oops, it's not really her. It's a Mesmer clone of her because Queen Jenna is like a very powerful Mesmer. So it just shatters into glass. And some oaf we don't know tries to save the Queen from falling into this giant pit that is below her. But it's a Mesmer clone. So he tries to save her and he reaches out. Oh, whoops. And then he falls into the pit. Some guy we don't know falls into the pit. He doesn't die. He ends up naked in a cauldron like he's being cooked. Like, we're going to eat you later or something. But that story didn't do anything for Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, that's a fucking worthless, like... Yeah, that's pretty worthless.
And the reason I say it didn't do anything is because Logan Thackeray, one of the character members of Divinity's Reach, or the Destiny's Edge is the name of the group. He's like the human paladin looking guy.
Oh yeah, no, I actually know that character. My name's Logan. And I was like, look at that.
Yeah, he's
the guy with the long hair or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's madly in love with Queen Jenna. Like, there's a story from the
Guild
past
Wars
where
2.
like,
holy shit! I'm not. Maybe it is worse than Wildstar.
Well, no, there's a story from the past where like Destiny's Edge was gonna go fight a dragon or do something, whatever the fuck it was, and Logan bailed on them because he had this premonition that Queen Jenna might be in trouble. So there's all this talk about how Queen Jenna might have like manipulated him as a Mesmer to think, you should come back because they're a couple. Now he's madly in love with her, but he's also boring as a character. If Queen Jenna would have gotten shot and fucking killed, not only would it push the story forward because the character that was important to the lore of the world is dead, and she was very powerful, but it would turn Logan Thackeray, a boring fucking character, into a very interesting character. And the way I think about it is think about King Varian Rin. And
I think apparently he's going to die. That's where I was going to go with
whatever.
this.
If he dies. But think about what we've known about him from World of Warcraft, right? He was kidnapped. When he was kidnapped, he was just a regular old king, normal dude, but he's got a split personality. So he's put into all these like lethal moments where he's fighting in the Orgrimmar arena and shit. Because he gets kidnapped and the ship gets hit or whatever, because the Naga kidnap him. He ends up on the Blasted Lands, or not the Blasted Lands, the Barrens. And the guy, the orc saves him and he goes, "Oh, you're a pretty good fighter." But he goes in the fight, he's fighting in the arena, and all these instincts are kicking in. And he's a very, very powerful guy. He could do all this fighting. Well, that's because when he was younger, he was trained by every fucking race. The Dwarven style of fighting, the Elven style of fighting, all the different ways that that king, whoever the hell his father was, could teach him. He taught him as a younger guy. So now he's this fucking guy, and he's just ripping orcs apart, and he's killing everyone. And or whoever the hell is in charge in the comic book, or whatever that story is, they say, you get the fuck out of here. You're killing everyone. You've won your freedom.
You win.
Get the fuck out of here. And then he comes out of his amnesia somehow or whatever, and he's like, "I'm the king of Stormwind." And then he just shows the fuck up, and he's a badass. Compare that character to Logan Thackeray.
Yeah. Warcraft definitely has much better, like, story and lore and just shit that, like, with WoW, I was, with MoP, I thought MoP was fucking dumb. But I think going into WoD, I thought that story in particular was very fucking cool. Of Garrosh going back in time and stopping the orcs from drinking the Mannereth blood, which corrupted them and made them, who they are. And I just thought that was a very fucking cool way to launch an expansion. I just thought it was a cool like lore thing.
Yeah.
Like that.
Keep in mind, that's a time travel story.
And time travel is normally fucking gay, and I still thought it was cool.
It's usually pinned as a lazy way to further a plot, whereas we're interested in it because of what happens.
Yeah,
it'd be cooler if we had like a DeLorean. He was like, and he's like driving.
Yeah, but I just thought that was very fucking clever. And even though that expansion did not do anything good for the game, they lost half their subscribers in a year, which is not good. I think most people. Did you level in WoD? Did you get all the way to max? Yeah, you did. Because you only played for 2 months.
I got to max and I PvP'd. And
the leveling was pretty fantastic. I'm sure you'd probably agree, right?
Yep. It was
pretty
a
fucking
departure
good
from the traditional stuff in World of Warcraft. At least Blizzard's smart enough to know that their game needs to evolve.
Yeah.
So.
And obviously, classic WoW didn't have that story like we were saying earlier, but it did have the characters.
It had interesting encounters that made you go,
yeah,
who the fuck is Ren Blackhand? Why is there a red dragon sometimes when I fight this guy in Upper Blackrock Spire? What the fuck is going on? Oh, I got sweet loot for it, though. Oh, I have a goal to attain. Like that tier 0 gear blew my mind, man. I was like,
yeah.
There's a whole set of armor called Beast Mastery Armor or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
It's like,
I was in vanilla WoW, I was I was fucking 12 years old, so I was trash.
I gotta remember you're not, yeah.
I was fucking trash, but the game had a really epic feeling to it because, I'd just be in Ironforge and I'd look at some guy that had he was a gnome, I'll never fucking forget it, gnome warrior that had the full tier 3 gear, which is that blue, that sick-ass blue, I think they call it Juggernaut, maybe, gear? And it's just one of the sickest sets in the game to the date.
The next Ramus armor.
Yeah.
Right?
And he had the full set, and I was like, that dude is a fucking beast. And I didn't have the gear, but I was excited as fuck just to stand next to him because I was like, that's fucking sick that this guy has like kicked this much ass and has this much cool shit. And I feel like MMOs have kind of gone away from that, at least a little bit.
A lot.
Oh yeah, I should say a lot.
That creates player perpetuality. You see that guy and go, I want to be that guy. But I say you're playing a rogue or something. It's like, I want to get as good as that guy. What do I got to do? Where do I got to start? And now it's like, sick armor. Where'd you get that? Oh, I paid $10 for it in a microtransaction shop.
Yeah. See, that's fucking so gay. Like, oh man, I'm like really. See, the thing is like I don't mind free to play and buy to play. I'm like way less stringent with other game genres other than MMOs. Like with Blacklight Retribution, that was a free to play shooter. Overwatch, I don't care about the skins, whatever. But MMOs in particular, I'm very fucking like scared of non-subscription based stuff. And I guess it really is a thing of the past now. Like it's really is dying off with a lot of games going free to play or buy to play.
And see, here's the thing, and I've said this before publicly a few times. Here's the solution, game developers of future MMOs. You can have your microtransactions. You can cater to those people because they're going to give you the money, and I have nothing against them or the action of you getting paid. But it's not hard to keep dungeons or some form of reward system that you earn in your game. It's not hard to do. Just keep the traditional mindset and keep it there. Like, for example, in Guild Wars 2, there are these ghost weapons. They're like, you've seen them. And you go to...
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, they're like ghost weapons.
I've played the game since like week 2.
So,
you know what I'm talking about.
No, I haven't seen those what? No, so there's these ghost weapons. They look like phantom weapons. They got phantom blue flames on them and shit. But you end up crafting them in the Mystic Forge out of, whatever. You just, over time, you craft it. These weapons are perfect for just dropping in Ascalon catacombs. They're Ascalonian ghost weapons that you see the characters, the NPCs use. If I kill one of the guys and he drops the hammer, I'm like, I got the hammer! Yeah! And then someone goes, dude, it's a sick ghost hammer. Where'd you get that? Oh, you gotta go to Ascalon Catacombs to get that ghost hammer, dude. And guess what? Now you have people going and doing the content you created because somebody went and got something out of the content you created.
Yeah.
So that's more exciting than, where'd you get that ghost hammer? Oh, I crafted it. It took me like 3 months or whatever, but you go over to that toilet and you put a bunch of shit in it and you flush it and then you get a ghost hammer.
Are you excited for any MMOs like coming up? Like, is there anything on your radar?
No, nothing's on my radar. That's the thing.
See, that's the thing with me too. Like, other than Crowfall, which I'm hesitant to even call an MMO because it's so like non-traditional. It's like PvP only, and no game has done that in fucking forever. So I'm hesitant to call that the same style of MMO that most people assume when they think of MMO with the WoW, WildStar, SWTOR, Guild Wars 2, PvE, PvP. Like,
I will say, I am looking forward to EverQuest Next.
Dude, that game's vaporware, man. That game really might not happen.
Yeah, but I mean, if it does happen, if it's
I hope I'm
made
wrong.
And it's out, I'm looking forward to a finished, complete game because what I've seen is really cool. Even though they've said like there's no treasure hunting, there's no armor, and I'm like, whatever. You're in like the early stages of your game. You don't even know what your customers want. But I like the way it plays. I like the way it looks, and I've played in the beta, which is super janky.
Wait, you mean the fucking, like, create a Minecraft shit?
Create a Minecraft, build a castle, we might put it in the game sort of beta. I played in that sandbox for a while. I like the way the characters move and, like, the parkourness of how they slide when they're going down hills. I like all that. That's great. That's great game feel. As we were talking about with Overwatch, I love that. But you got to wrap that game feel in a world and give me things to do. And then I will love it. But yeah, if
I just think the fact that we haven't heard anything about that, like what they've released that fucking trailer, or that thing, in 2012, that showed that gameplay, like shit.
Oh yeah, and the floor breaks and you fall underground. And now you go
that was like
lava monster or whatever.
That was a really long time ago, and some shit went down with Sony, and I don't know. I don't think that game's future is looking too good.
Well, that's a shame then, because EverQuest deserves to have another game.
I never played EverQuest because I'm not an old fag like you.
Mm-hmm. I was when I was 12. I was playing EverQuest on my PC, and
were you garbage as well?
It was a lot harder to distinguish.
Of course, it was.
From being really good.
I thought you were gonna say it's a lot harder back then.
I was probably considered garbage because I didn't own a cell phone, or I wasn't willing to give out my phone number because I didn't have permission from my folks or something.
They didn't have VoIP?
No, of course not. This was like in the 90s.
Still,
well, I didn't have a cell phone because I was a kid. I was like probably
13, but they didn't have like any sort of voice over the internet stuff back then.
No.
See, in the 90s, I was a fucking like, depending on how far back in the 90s you go, I was a fucking pile of liquid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Well, yeah. So the idea was that like in EverQuest, if a world boss monster spawned, which was the only kind of boss, there was no dungeons. It was just like, here's the world, go level up, kill these kappas, kill these zombies or whatever.
Kill these kappas?
Kappas, yeah. Kappas are like they're Japanese little turtle demons.
Wait, they're not white faces?
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's different. The kappas they're turtle demons with like a dip in their forehead and it has water in it. If the water falls out, they die. And you can kill them in EverQuest. But say in the elephant graveyard, if like one of the dragons spawned, and one of your guild members was online and saw it, it was basically a grab your phone, call as many people as you possibly can, get on your computers, log in, we got to kill this thing. But when you killed it, guess what happened? You got fat loot. I mean, like, the shit back then you would make you like a fucking god. And that's just like one piece of armor. Like, whoa, you got the chest piece? Like, yeah. Like, this guy can take hits from like the strongest monsters. But, that was the Wild Wild West of MMOs. World of Warcraft made it more.
I feel kind of bad for the people that missed the boat on MMOs, because I mean I know everybody's like their first MMOs are like that they were the best whatever, but I really think in particular with MMORPGs I feel like they've just all sucked ass like for the people that were coming up when they were 12 years old playing Cataclysm, for example. Like I just feel like they didn't get to experience this anywhere close to the same kind of magic as the older, like, people that got to play the older games and, like, Vanilla WoW and shit.
Yeah, and the other thing that we all have to remember is there's a generational gap when it comes to people saying, like, oh, my favorite things come from this period of time and my experiences in that. So, like, yeah, I mean, I don't have, like, a period of time where I'm like, I loved this period of time in my life. Like, I've loved video games all my life, ever since I was a little kid. But some kid who's 13, 14 years old and they just get Cataclysm, and if they go, Cataclysm was the fucking coolest thing.
Yeah. See, that's why I was trying not to
thing.
be too biased, because I understand that like a lot of it is like rose-tinted goggles and because we were young. But I really think, for example, I don't think this about FPS games. Like I don't think back to Call of Duty 4 and shit like that when I was young and playing. I don't think back to Halo 2 when I was a kid playing Halo 2 and think, man, those kids missed it with Halo 2. And I don't think that, because I think these other FPS games are just as good, if not better. But I think with MMOs in particular, I think they really have gotten worse in a lot of ways. Some ways better, but a lot of ways worse.
For people like us who spent a lot of hours playing MMOs, it's personal when we see a game and it's like, it's an insult to us. It insults us as players, as you and I. It may not insult the current crowd of people who are like, I really like this game. I give them $10 every week for a new outfit. That's all. I love it. It's great. It's like,
yeah I know, right?
I try to meld my opinion with like, I'm glad you like that stuff, but imagine going off on an adventure. And when I get replies like, no,
imagine having to be social with people in order to accomplish goals in the game that are difficult.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing is like you don't have to be in a guild anymore. You don't have to, meet people and like that was the whole magic of MMOs, is coming together, meeting new people, and accomplishing goals that are hard to do. Yeah. And it's like a thing of the past.
Yeah. It's kind of how I take offense personally when people say, oh, well, if we say it's a match in an FPS, and then you got some guy, you lose the match, right? And some guy's like, whatever, I don't care that we lost, I don't care. It's like, what, you don't care. So you're spending time playing a game, which the objective of is to win. And as you are playing that game, you don't care. I don't mind if we lose. That's part of playing the game too. But if you're going to tell me, oh, fuck you for thinking we could win, but I didn't care, well, then get the fuck off it. That's video gaming. That's gaming in general. Go play Munchkin and then turn around and go, well, I wasn't really trying. I don't care.
See, for me, it depends on the kind of game. Like with Call of Duty, if I go 60-2 and we lose, I still had fun. Like if we go, like I really don't care. But with other games, like Overwatch, for example, I think I actually care about winning and losing in that game. I guess it just depends on the game for me. If I do well personally, then it doesn't particularly bother me. But where I wanted to go with the game thing was, I think this is like if you're into esports, like when we were kids, esports really weren't a thing outside of like, I'm the best guy in my city. like I feel like the kids nowadays, growing up with like League of Legends and shit, like if you're into that this is the time to be alive.
Unless you lived in a really cool neighborhood that like put together like speed runs of like NES games and SNES games and stuff, or because I remember as a kid, people would, a couple of friends of mine would be like, "Oh, I beat Paper Mario. I know exactly how much HP certain bosses have and shit," and I'm like, "That's great. Could you tell me? Because I can't beat that fucking boss.
Yeah.
I need to know what to do, But that's a very small amount of people. So
I think. It's kind of. I think we're in an interesting an interesting place because we grew up before the internet was like kick ass. Like the internet post 2005 really is its own beast. Like the internet's been around for a while, but I feel like the internet got like badass in like 2000, in the later 2000s. I think the internet really changed the fucking game. And for us to have lived in both time periods, I think this particular like 100 years of pre-internet and post-internet, I think is kind of weird for us having experienced both. Because you think about, man, if I was a kid and I had access to all these, like I remember being a kid and getting I'd get like one game every like few months and I'd save my money like crazy. Can you imagine now being a kid with all these Steam sales and shit? Getting like 50 fucking games for $1? Like, dude, I would have gone crazy. And then to be on Twitch and see fucking grill gamers with their tits out fucking everywhere playing games, like I would have gone mental as like a 13-year-old. I would have lost my fucking mind.
That's what you'd have been tipping all these girls.
No, I wouldn't have done that. I've never done that shit. I would have absolutely not done that shit. I promise that. But I'd have probably been there. So, dude, it's fucking crazy, man. I think back to, like, if I was, like, a kid now, how shit would have been at least different. I don't know. It's crazy.
I think we're currently in an age of gaming that is pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I do like it a lot.
I think every game is better except for MMOs. Like, every genre, I think, is just pretty good. Especially right now with a lot of really good stuff coming out.
Yeah. MMOs seem to be like, how can we rape this model for as much money as possible? It's like, God, please. Meanwhile, Black Ops 3 comes out, and there's a lot of care and love put into it, and people are like, yeah, this game.
Yeah, Black Ops 3
we like it, and it's good.
Black Ops 3, I think, might actually sell more copies than the previous game. Like, it might actually stop the downward trend.
Wait,
like,
you're saying that Black Ops 3 might sell more copies than Advanced Warfare?
The worst game ever?
That is Advanced Warfare. That should be, like, ahead of all other warfare.
Well, dude, what's crazy is I looked at a poll today. All right, let me try. I actually voted in a Twitter poll. So, these Call of Duty YouTubers... like, the people that watch Call of Duty videos, and it's kind of a weird thing, but the people that are really into COD hate the game the most, and they talk the most shit about the game. Yeah. But one of these Call of Duty YouTubers that is, like, one of the guys that goes, like, 110 and 0, like, every fucking game. He's just, like, a
White
beast.
Boy 7th Street, you know? Yeah, my boy. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, but anyway, he's one of these people that does, like, really well at the game, but if you watch his live stream, all he does is talk shit, like, oh my god, fucking... this game is so trash. But, like, after, like, he calms down, he's like, this game's pretty good. But he put up a poll on his Twitter asking if people liked the game, and, like, 80% of people liked the game. And generally, in polls like that, it's skewed negatively, because only the people that really hate the game are going to take the time to vote in the polls. But people like the fucking game. It's a good game. And, I don't know, it's kind of crazy to think that, like, the constant downward trend that Call of Duty has been on maybe just got reversed a little bit, but unfortunately the other two developers that make Call of Duty suck ass. Like, the other two companies are just pure trash.
It might actually be
only Treyarch that's good.
It might actually be the smartest thing for the publisher to have done, was to spread the development of these games out between three different...
Oh yeah, they would have had to. Like, Call of Duty is... it's a lot... in my opinion, I think Call of Duty is one of the best values in gaming, because you get a lot. There's more multiplayer content in Call of Duty than there is in a lot of multiplayer-only games that are full-priced. Yeah. And then you've got the campaign and the zombies, which are also very in-depth. So Call of Duty, all the campaign is, like, super high production value. It's, like, a really quality game, even if there is tons of bullshit and you get really pissed off at it. You can't really deny that the production values are on point. They had to split it up between three to maintain that. And they've always had two for the longest time. I think ever since Call of Duty 4, they've always had two developers with Infinity Ward and Treyarch, but now they've got three.
Yeah, I mean, you get disassembled by a robot in the campaign in Call of Duty 3, and it's all, like, in first person, and you're, like, screaming bloody murder because it's ripping
I haven't actually played it,
off.
but I've heard it's really fucking graphic.
I've seen it, and I'm just like, if I had headphones and that was me, I'd be like, no, you got to get me out of this right now. I'd be taking my headphones off and, like, this is too scary for me. But that just speaks to how well of a job they did.
Yeah, no, it's good apparently.
Sorry if I spoiled that.
Oh no, I'm not into that. I'm one of those people that, do you ever do that where you're just like, you'll, like, see the ending of something, like, you almost read a book backwards, where, like, you know the ending, but you kind of want to see how they got to that point?
Yeah, in some cases, yeah.
Yeah, I've always been like that with some things. Like, I've never really been one of those people like, oh, don't tell me. Well, even if someone tells me, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to see how it gets to that.
Playing multiplayer in Black Ops 3 is basically getting the campaign spoiled for you, reading the book backwards anyway. Like, there's certain guys that have, like, robot arms. Well, why do they have robot arms? I don't know. I'm just going to go kill guys in multiplayer. And then you go play the campaign and you're like...
basically what I did, yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm a big COD campaign guy. I love them. But if I had the option to just buy the campaign for, like, $25, I would. But I know that that's not the direction they're going. And the reason I am like that is because the multiplayer, if I were to play, I would get my ass kicked all the time. and I would never learn anything, and I would never get good at it because I was good at Modern Warfare 3, and that multiplayer and that game overall is a bunch of cocks.
DMP Mondays.
DMP Mondays. The EMP 20 helicopters today, and I'm the MVP. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, I think it's funny and fun, but like to the competitive COD player, that's just like a joke. So
you want to get off gaming for a bit?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Did you hear about the guy, the police officer that shot that black guy 16 fucking times?
What? I haven't heard about this. Is this new?
Yes.
Oh, so no, I haven't heard about it.
Okay, well,
I am
not
numb
new.
to black people
Okay.
getting shot at this point. I feel bad. Don't get me wrong.
So it's not new. I said it's new, but I lied. So the news is new though. So get this shit. Okay. One police officer, like this isn't like a group of police officers that shot a black guy 16 times. One police officer shot a black guy 16 times as he was walking away in the back. And keep in mind, 16 shots is an entire magazine. One dude. Let me try to find the video just to give you some perspective. 16 shots.
Walking away from
a police officer.
So there was a confrontation and the cop was like, stop.
Yeah, let me try to find. Here it is. All right.
Like, I'm gonna
link it to you.
Away. Goodbye,
dude.
Officer. No.
This shit. Oh fuck. It's playing audio. Get away from me, you fuck. All right. Here we go. Scroll down. You'll see the video I'm talking about. But dude, I have to commend the cop here. He hit 100% of his shots. That is like a fucking record. He shot 16 times, hit that guy 16 fucking times. So I try not to be like super hipster about hating the police, because I understand like in crazy tense situations it's easy to sit back in our armchairs and be like, well, fuck the police and the police brutality, they overreact. Like I get that when you're in situations like this, you know, things can go crazy and you know, you can react a little overboard, but dude, 16 times? 16 fucking times. Did you see the video? Like, did you scroll down and see what I'm talking about?
USA Today is acting like a complete ass and playing audio that is not related to
no, that's what I was like, what the hell? But you see the video I'm talking about? If you scroll down,
is it the guy's just walking in the street, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see it.
It played, and then like some other audio started playing. And then
the audio is not important, but does the video still work?
Yeah, hold on, let me try it again.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. I couldn't figure out where the audio was playing from. I hate fucking websites that do that. Oh, it's so irritating.
So it's like black guy gingerly jogging down the middle of a highway.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was I think he was high on PCP. He wasn't a fucking angel by any means, but
oh sure. So he's
walking away.
And then they just shoot him to death. What the fuck?
Dude, it's so bad.
Why did you have to shoot the guy? My God.
Dude, well, you can see him on the ground, just getting fucking peppered, even though he's already on the ground, like dead as fuck. Like he was probably dead after the first 8 shots. Like, come on, man.
You would think a thing designed to kill people would be killing this guy. Why do you have to shoot him 16 times? I mean, Jesus.
So this is a situation where I think the cops shooting a person 16 times would be appropriate. Let's say there's a group of cops.
Oh, really? I'd love to hear this.
See, I'm trying. Fuck, you got me cracked up now. I'm trying to. I hate just being so one-sided against the police and like a lot of things. But I mean, obviously you can't. This is a special situation where this is just fucked up. But
of course.
Okay, so let's say there's a group of cops, and there's 4 of them. A guy pulls out a weapon and points it at the cop, like he's making that gesture of pointing a weapon towards them, and each cop shoots 4 times. Because if I was a cop and somebody pulled a weapon on me, I'd shoot 4 times, maybe more, but one guy shooting 16 times, like bang bang, like bang 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 bang. That's 8 bang 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 bang. That's probably 16, right? Like, dude, that's me shooting fast. Like, god damn, man. That is like next level.
It's almost like the other officers that were around were just like, whoa, just let it's Jeff, just let Jeff do it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't interrupt Jeff. He's shooting all of his bullets again. Like, who the hell? I want to see one of these instances where like a cop is shooting somebody, regardless of who it is.
So
and then another cop just comes out of the left field and tackles him and is like, "What the hell are you doing?" And like cuffs that motherfucker because I get it. Cops got to do their jobs and stuff. I'm grateful for what good. There's good cops. I love the good cops. But then there's like cops that are just like, I'll just shoot you to death.
Well, the most fucked up part is that this is not new. This happened over a year ago, I think, and the cops paid the family off $5 million to not say anything, and I guess this video got leaked out. That's probably the most fucked up thing, is that we wouldn't know about it unless somebody leaked it out.
Yeah, this was October 20th last year, so.
Yeah. Woo! See, that's the fucking greatest thing, right? Is that the police can fuck up and we pay for it. Like, it's not like they're held accountable at all. It's so fucked, man. Oh, it's so fucked.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, I'm getting used to this sort of thing happening in our society.
But we are. Like, we fucking are.
I still dislike it. I'm not numb to it yet. I'm just like, can something please change? Can we see a good... But then again, there's like, no news is good news. It's like, sure, fine, whatever. I mean, if we skew away from cops shooting black people, the media will just like get on top of some other stupid shit. Like, there's a lot of people burning down houses. It's an epidemic. Why are so many people burning down houses? That guy happened to be black and he owned that house. That's racist. It's like, whatever. You want to feed me media, I can ignore it. It's easy.
Oh yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. Where like, I get that like the media tries to pull out the worst and everything, and we only hear about the bad stuff. I fucking get it, but like, dude, the cops have gone fucking mental, man. Like, the militarization of the police is like fucking real. Like, dude, it's crazy how the police act now. And even in my area, you know, my family, we own a local business, and you know, people come up to us asking for money, and the police came up to us asking for money. The local police department, and they wanted to get bulletproof vests for their dogs.
All I would have said was, isn't there a budget? Don't you have a budget for that?
Dude, it's like, what kind of crazy fucking situation are we? Like, this is Radford, Virginia. Like, population 12,000. Like, we need the local police to have not only bulletproof vests for them, but for their dogs? Like, fuck, man. Like,
next thing you know, next year they're coming up to, you know, your place of business, and they're going to be like,
dude, all these motherfuckers is sit at stop signs.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Excuse me, sir, madam. We're the police. We're trying to raise funds for, we need bulletproof vests to go around our cars.
Yeah, really.
Because we're just those dents, that money's just being wasted.
Yeah,
would you like to help? Oh, I know exactly where they're coming from when it comes to this shit. Because do you love dogs? Well, then, you know, you would like our dogs who protect you to be safe, right? Because we wouldn't want to have to put one of them down. I mean, I did this for a living. I would sell shit over the phone. I worked for a company that we would call the baby boomers who are retired. And we would ask them if they would like to donate money to the, wherever it was. We'd call Wyoming, right? So a trade secret is, in Wyoming, they don't say Wyoming, they say Wyoming. So when we call them and talk to them, we have to lie about how, like, yeah, we're from Wyoming and we're collecting money for the state troopers of Wyoming.
Feels so dirty.
Oh, it's so bad. That's why I quit the job, because I'm like, I'm legitimately helping these people out, right? And then I learned later on from some of the people who'd been there for like a number of years, they're like, no, like 90% of the money that these people send in go directly to the company we work for. And I was like, okay, I'm out. This is bullshit. Plus, they weren't paying me enough. If they were paying me like $15 an hour to do it, I'd
be like, yeah, fuck it.
It's fine. But they were paying me like $7 an hour, and then they were doing that bullshit where they were even lying about like, well, if you make 5 sales in an hour, that is like getting paid $15 an hour. It's no, it's not. The math didn't even make sense. So I know exactly where they're coming from when it comes to that kind of shit.
Yeah. So would that company just focus on like older people that just...
Do you have a landline and you're an old person who doesn't have a cell phone and you're on retirement, possibly having savings? you really want to help the cops and the firefighters in your local neighborhood, don't you? Oh my God. It was like,
I just can't believe that shit works.
No, it does. It works on the older people because that's a system that they've been around. That's not new to them. It's something that's been around. Their parents experienced it. But the thing is, like, the worst part of it was if I got, and I'm saying I did this job very well. I have a very nice, calming voice. People trust me when I speak over the phone. When you think about it scientifically, shit like that. When I got people to donate $500,
oh my God,
you would get praised. They did that shit where like you'd press a button. And they have speakers around, and it would go ding, 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 and you get praised. Everybody sitting at their computers go, "Oh my God, you did it! You're a seller."
This is like some Wolf of Wall Street shit. That's what it seems like.
Oh my God.
You should fuck that guy in the ass.
Yeah, that's how I felt. But I got a bonus on my check. But again, the bonus wasn't amazing. So I'm like, whatever.
Man.
I'm out of here. I don't need this karma.
I don't think I could do a call center or like customer support or anything like that. I think I'd go crazy.
I did do a job where we tried calling people to sell them ADT security systems. This was totally different because we were actually.
I feel like that's not that bad though, because you're actually selling.
We were legit calling people who we knew were like people who worked from home. We knew that they were like ran their own mechanic shop out of their house. And I called a guy one time, and we have rebuttals that we're supposed to say, like, well, I have a gun. Well, what happens if they have a gun and they shoot you? The alarm system would be a lot safer than because it would make the criminals go away, and the cops would show up and it's whatever. Yeah. But I called a guy, and apparently, like off the coast of like the Carolinas, there are some islands out there, and this guy like runs his own mechanical shop, and I called him up, and I'm like, "Sir, do you need an ATT security system to protect your tools and your garage where you do your business?" And he's like, "I don't need it." And we went through all the rebuttals. I have a gun, I have a dog, and then the guy goes. He goes, "Son,
on an island.
Son, I live on an island. We're all the one community here. If someone from outside of the island comes onto the island, we know." And I straight up said to him, just for fun, I'm like, "Well, sir, what if pirates
swim?
Like show up, in their ships and they're ready to take everything?" And this was around the time when those Somalian pirates were doing that shit where they were. And I'm like, what if that happened?
That's
what
so
if?
good. He's gonna come out there with fucking helicopters.
And he left his ass off, and he said that was really funny, but I'm not interested. And I said, "I'm glad I could make you laugh. You have a nice day." But I liked that as opposed to
That's fucking fantastic. About pirates. We actually had ADT when I lived in Chattanooga. We had that shit, and it actually scared somebody off, believe it or not. So, yeah, somebody I don't know, like I was laying up in bed watching Netflix at like 3 a.m, and fucking door, I hear this loud noise, and the door got kicked open or something, and the door got kicked open, and I went downstairs, and no one was there, so I'm assuming they ran off.
Yep. I was a security guard for 6 years. I'm a really big, intimidating guy, so I'm not gonna go off on a criminal psychology rant or whatever, but there's a lot of science that goes into like the mind of somebody who's like, okay, I gotta rob these people, I got a gun. They're like really nervous. They're not. No one who ever does this is like how you see them in the movies. Like, okay, here we go, dun 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 dun. No, they're nervous as shit. So like when people say, well, I have a really big dog, we would tell them like, well, if your dog barks at them, they're typically going to scare the person, and if they have a gun, they're just going to shoot in the direction of the bark, maybe hit your dog, and run away. A security system would save your dog's life.
Yeah, from my understanding, like, all it does is just bring attention to it, so it's not that the security system does anything other than make fucking loud noise, because I'm pretty sure that's what happened in my case, is just that, the guy opened the door and the thing went beep, 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 like super fucking loud, and that obviously got my attention. I went downstairs, and I'm sure the second that dude heard that shit, he fucking ran off.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I guess we nailed the fucking police topic, eh? Anything else to say about that?
Nope. A story that I didn't even know about, which was sad, but still.
Yeah, no, I saw that shit, what, three days ago or something? That's pretty awful. Anyway, you keep up with politics at all?
Slightly.
Well, you're in the same boat I am. I don't. Anybody you're interested in terms of like politically at all, or not
Bernie
really?
Bernie Sanders seems like a pretty cool guy because he wants to really legalize marijuana like across the board. And
see, I'm definitely for that.
He seems like he seems like a down-to-earth person, not like he doesn't feel like a politician to me. He doesn't feel like he's bought and paid for by corporate money. So that's cool. But then on the other side of it, I swear to God, Donald Trump, I really want this to happen. I want Donald Trump to win the presidential election.
Dude, see,
and
like,
then,
I totally see where you're coming from. It's like, I don't want it to happen, but at the same time, I kind of do, just to see what the fuck happens.
No, I don't want to see what he would do as president, because I think he's nuts. I think that would be stupid.
It'd be fucking awful. I don't want to be president, but, like, if he does become president, I'm definitely going to be like, all right, this shit's going to get fucking interesting.
Well, this is what I want to have happen, because I honestly think Donald Trump...
He could win. Dude, he might win.
Yeah, I think he honestly understands that he could win, but I really want to believe that if and when he wins, when he goes to put his hand on the Bible and do the thing where he swears himself into office, and it's like this big to-do and it's all over television.
He just goes, "You're fired."
He just goes, "Are you fucking kidding? This was just for fun. I won. Now I can leave." And then whoever his vice president becomes the president. That would make me laugh my ass off, because Donald Trump. What's Donald Trump going to do as president? Sit around and go, "We got to wrangle up all the Mexicans. We're going to create a task force.
Gonna build a fucking wall.
And get their asses out of here."
That has got to be the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I think that's
like, I understand cracking down on immigration, but really, what are we, fucking China from whatever the fuck they built that wall?
He's a goof.
Dude, a wall? Like, first of all, a fucking wall? Like, how the fuck? Like, what? People can't dig holes or, like, fly over it or, like, just get a ladder? Like, a wall has got to be the fucking least effective thing. Like, come on, man.
Well, that's the thing, though. There was a lot of there's been a lot of documentaries about, like, immigrants showing you how we get underneath the wall, because they'll build a replica of the wall and then they'll show you exactly how they get underneath it or over it or whatever. And it's like, for Donald Trump or anyone to say, "We're going to build a wall that keeps them out," you are talking about building a wall that is an Attack on Titan levels of wall. You'd have to build it deep into the ground.
Dude, I can just imagine, in Lord of the Rings, where the fucking orcs have the ladders and they're kicking them over. You know what I'm talking about, right? That fucking battle scene of Helm's Deep or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like Mexicans.
And then you'd have to have Trump.
Donald Trump's over there kicking the ladders down.
Like, we gotta hire people to kick the ladders. It's a well-paying job, though. I'm creating jobs, damn it. See, but the funniest thing is, this guy's, I swear to God, he's joking around, because he says, "We're going to build a wall, we're going to kick them all out, but we're going to make them build the wall first before they leave." It's like, what? That's like a comedy bit. But he's serious. And I'm just like, okay, dude. Give yourself, he's going to have a good old college try becoming the president, but...
Dude.
At least it's funny.
He might win. He's, like, winning right now.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
But we've still got a year. We've got 12 months.
Dude, but, like, he's only getting more popular. It's like, what am I watching right now?
This could change. Everything could change.
I know it can change,
he could be caught up in some kind of scandal where... but see, if the WWE can take Hulk Hogan out of every historical thing because he said the N-word a bunch of times, somebody can find some trash on fucking Donald
what's crazy
Trump.
Is, like, he's been attacked, like, so heavily. And, like, I don't know, he's got this whole, like, anti-politician thing that's really pretty brilliant, in my opinion.
I do like the fact when people go, "Donald Trump, you said this, and we
and he's like, "Yeah, fuck it, I did."
He just goes, "I don't care if you disagree. I'm going to do it anyway. When I become president, fuck you." And it's like,
I'm not going to lie, that is a pretty nice breath of fresh air that he just doesn't give a fuck. Like, I do appreciate that part of it. Like, when what's that, Megyn Kelly from Fox News or whatever? She was, like, in the debates, she's like, "Oh, I've got this motherfucker right now." And you can tell because she's, like, grinning as she's asking the question. She's like, "Donald Trump, you said this about women," and some, like, statement. And he's like, "Nah, I said that about Rosie O'Donnell." And then, like, he just completely turned it around, and I was like, "Fuck, man."
Does she count?
It's like, fuck.
I don't think she counts.
Dude,
I don't think most women think she counts. So, next question, darling.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
I don't even know the guy's name, but there was a black dude who was trying to become. He was a Republican black dude trying to become president, and he was like crazy religious to the point where he's like, "Well, the way we should do
Herman
our tax
Cain?
system, huh?"
That fucking guy, Herman Cain.
No, not this dude was black.
His name Herman Cain is Ben or Ben
Herman
Carson.
Cain's black, yeah, but
Ben Carson maybe.
Ben Carson.
Yeah.
The dude had like weird ways of like that we're gonna do our taxes and I'm gonna take my policy out of the Bible. It's like whoa.
What?
Okay,
yeah,
you've
dude,
lost
that's
everyone.
so crazy. That's so crazy that guy can be like such a well-accomplished neurosurgeon, like something that is like, you know, I would assume takes quite a bit of like intellect to just like. I'm gonna go on a limb and say you're probably an atheist, right? Because you're smart and have internet access, right?
I'm definitely. I would.
Yeah,
say.
like so am I, and so are most people that are fucking smart and have access to the internet.
Now, as atheists, we must let everybody know who is religious. For what you've heard is not the truth. We do not care if you believe in anything. We love you. We want you to be loved.
Dude, I wish I believed.
Don't fuck with me. We don't fuck with you. That's great. The world is great. We've been talking about how great the world is in gaming, but you know, I don't need a sky god to tell me that, you know, believe it or not, here comes the Heroes of the Storm esports. I'm like, hey, that's cool, Jesus, that's great. But anyway, we're going on with this Ben Carson guy.
What were you saying?
No, you asked me, it's confirming that I'm atheist.
Yeah, like it's like the fact that he's like a well-accomplished neurosurgeon and seemingly a pretty smart guy, and yet he goes like all fucking crazy religious and shit. It's just like, oh man, I thought this was like the breath of fresh air the Republican Party needed, like a smart black guy that you're like, really, this is going crazy over here. A black Republican that would be like I don't know.
Progressive smart neurosurgeon.
People are probably gonna think I'm racist, like how I said a smart black guy, like
smart. He didn't get shot 16 times. God, he's got to be smart.
He must be really fast.
Yeah, he must have been on the track team in Ghana.
Jesus.
No, it's like jeez, you know. No, and so like with him, there's been like many accounts of fact checking because this guy like writes a book every year, right? And in his books, he writes shit that happens that didn't even happen. Like he wrote that he was in the ROTC as a young kid, and he did so well in the ROTC that he got invited to the one of the generals at the time's house for dinner. And then he said specifically, I went to the dinner and they thought that I was a really solid soldier and a smart kid, and they offered me a full scholarship to West Point.
I'm sure West Point was just like, no, we didn't.
He says that in his book. Get this shit. There are no scholarships to West Point. You just get accepted and everything is free.
Whoops.
So it's like this fucking smart neurosurgeon guy's like, a scholarship to West Point. So it's like, and people have confronted him about it.
It's like, yeah. Oh, man. And I was kind of hoping he would be pretty good, too. Like, I was hoping, like when he first announced, because I knew who he was because he was the neurosurgeon that separated the twins, and, you know, he's a pretty well-accomplished neurosurgeon, and I think a lot of people probably knew who he was before he announced. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fucking interesting. Like, a Republican candidate that isn't a complete fucking retard. Because I'm, in a lot of ways, I line up with a lot of conservative values, I guess. Just not all of them, by far. So I was like, oh my god, somebody in the Republican Party that isn't a fucking idiot. And then, turns out, he's a fucking idiot. Just like, god damn it.
If you listen to him,
god damn it.
It's almost like listening to somebody with a brain disorder speak, because he speaks like he can't think of what to say until immediately before he says it. And he always, he sounds apologetic. He sounds weak. Sounds like a weak person.
I don't mind somebody that doesn't have good, like, public speaking, because I understand that public, like, Obama, he pretty much, like, as soon as I heard him talk, like, I remember being a kid, whenever the elections happened, the first elections, when I was, like, 14, when he first got elected. As soon as I heard him talk, I was like, dude, he's gonna win. Like, just the way he talked, like, he just so good at it.
Yeah, Obama came out of the vault with, like, full charisma, ready to win the election.
So I feel like that's not really as important as a lot of people think it is. Like, if some guy came out, like, if some normal average Joe guy was like, you know, listen, I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try to surround myself people that do know what they're doing, and, you know, whatever. Yeah. I'm not a fucking idiot. If he came out and said some shit like that, yeah, okay. But, like, I just, the whole political way of talking with, like, it's like its own thing. They have these really long pauses, and I don't know.
It's very robotic because they're taught that. Like, if you ever took debate in school, it's very much like a, get your words out concisely.
I just feel like if some guy came out, like, I feel like that's why Donald Trump is doing well, is because he doesn't adhere to that. And he doesn't adhere to the
everyman's man kind of guy, where he
doesn't adhere to the apologetic, like, oh, you said this thing, or oh, you flip flop on this thing. It's like, yeah, I did. Fuck you. Yeah, I did say that about Rosie O'Donnell. Whatever. Like, I feel like that's really helping him a lot because a lot of people are tired of the we're gonna bring in jab, and he does that shit. Yeah, never mind. He's not that different, but
people may have faith in him outside of like the political spectrum based on the fact that he's a very successful businessman.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have the economy on the brain, so they're like, okay, maybe this guy has some insight to help stimulate the economy. But that's what I want to hear. I want to hear his ideas, and all I've heard about is China. So I'm like, okay,
China is screwing us over.
yeah, and but is he a monkey that dances in a cage with a suit and a tooth and a mop on his head? That makes me laugh. Yeah, he sure is.
I do think it is gonna be fucking interesting for sure. You know, dude, he could win. Like that's a crazy fucking thing to think about. Is that he really could win?
I think it's the first time, or it's going to be the maybe only time in our generation where we can say there's going to be a year of political nonsense happening that we actually are entertained by up until the election.
Yeah.
Whereas every other time I'd be like, who's running for president?
But if I had to pick, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
This black man who sounds really cool and is very charismatic. Yeah, I'll vote for him. Who's his opponent? Oh, some whitewashed mouth breather? Fine. I'll vote for the black guy. He's cool.
I do think that's what happened in a lot of ways with Obama. Like, I feel like if Obama wasn't black, I don't know, he probably wouldn't have even been on the fucking ballot. Like, I feel like that was such a big deal.
And here's the thing.
Not that I dislike, I'm not trying to discredit him. I don't think he was that really bad, honestly. Like,
here's the thing about Obama. He was always in the corner of a lot of what he said he wanted to do. I was on board with. But unfortunately, his fellow members of Congress and Senate were like,
dude, when he made that fucking three-pointer.
A lot of things that he wanted to accomplish, they kept shooting him down. But he stood very sturdy when it came to net neutrality. That was very important to me.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure.
And, yeah.
You see that three-pointer?
What?
Look at what I just liked.
Oh, you mean he actually...
That is the fucking sickest... That is sick as fuck, dude. Watch that shit. So he's in this army base. Somebody throws him a fucking basketball. He shoots a three and fucking drains it. Like, just first try, just fucking drains it. And it's like, of course, the black president. You know, throw that motherfucker a basketball and he just drains it. It's fucking fantastic. Dude, I gotta admit, that's pretty like, it's like 40 seconds into the video. It's so good.
Yeah, he's got the ball and he's doing the stretches.
Yeah. He's like, it might take me a few tries, or whatever the fuck he said. I muted it because I'm recording, but...
Yeah.
This... Bloop! This shit is so fucking awesome. It's so good.
That's my commander-in-chief! And then they're shooting like AKs. Right? Who are we going to go to war with? And he's like, nobody.
Fuck, man.
My president can shoot a basketball. What can your president do? Enslave all their people and take all their land? Good job, North Korea.
Putin, man. Putin's a badass. He's definitely a fucking horrible person, but I gotta admit, he's pretty badass in a lot of ways too. You hear what he said? Did you see what he said about like the terrorists or whatever?
I didn't hear what he said.
Like,
but I know
after that Russian plane got brought down by that, ISIS built a bomb out of a soda can. Like, that's pretty impressive. But they
they took the plane down.
Yeah, with a fucking soda can bomb.
So they had somebody with a soda can bomb on the plane.
On the plane, and they blew it up, and I guess with the pressure, it just blew the thing apart when it was in the air.
Oh,
but Putin said something along the lines of, "I don't care what god they pray to, but it's my job to send them there." It's like, God damn.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you finally have something bad happen to you in your country. Like, I'm sure France feels very differently about their views of... Like, clearly ISIS is a bad chunk of people. But, I mean, are you really all in to stop them? Well, you are now, like, motherfucker.
You can't. Like, that's the fucked up thing, is that you just really can't stop them. Like, you can't eradicate them all. That's what's...
Yeah, some people are
see, the difference between ISIS and us is our version of victory is going in, getting rid of all the bad guys, then politically stabilizing the region and having that region flourish. ISIS's version of victory is blowing up a fucking bus. Like, That's their version of victory is killing a bunch of people in a concert. Like, you're not gonna win. It's just one of those things. It's shitty, and
we clearly did not accomplish our version of victory with Iraq, because it's just like now
it's never
ISIS
gonna happen, dude.
Like,
it's just
whatever.
a waste of fucking money.
I just think that we should just get ISIS a bunch of fucking PS4s and like PCs, and just let them give them.
Exactly. Give them the internet access, man. How does this shit exist with the internet? Like, I find it unbelievable that this shit is still existing with the internet. It's like, wait, you mean you can't just Google search and be like, yeah, that's fucking dumb. Why are we worshiping this guy that fucks kids? What?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything negative about like the religion and stuff. I know that there's good Muslim people out there who understand. They understand that there are radical, crazy people, just like we have in the States with the crazy.
But one thing is, I'm not gonna sit here and like bury my head in the sand and be like, yeah, all religions are created equal. There's definitely not worse ones, because you don't hear about radical Mormons going in and blowing up fucking, shit.
Oh, in another universe, in a parallel, on Earth 3, Mormons are the crazy ones that are blowing everybody up. But I mean, that's fine. But from my perspective, it feels like a welcome to another planet situation, where it's like, if we were to just show up where ISIS is and be like, hello, we come in peace, please don't shoot any of us, we know you hate us, but here are our technologies, such as Overwatch, video games,
really
fun game,
give them Overwatch closed beta access. ISIS
porn.
is fucking shut down.
Believe it or not, you can grab your dick and pleasure yourself. It's fine. It's almost like we're another fucking planet, and we just have to go there and be like, we've learned all this shit, please figure your shit out and stop bombing us.
I know, right?
It's not accomplishing anything. Really, it's not.
It's like, dude, you guys, we just gotta give them all Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix subscriptions. They're like, wait, you're telling me that there is an unlimited amount of shit I can watch for $7 a month? Why the fuck are we killing people?
I think these guys.
Why didn't they tell us this shit?
They would enjoy a good Game of Thrones marathon. I think that they're, I don't want to call them barbaric, but I think that they would take to that, like, kill them all, swords and warfare. It's like, but guess what, guys? This is a story. This is This is what we call fiction. You don't actually need to blow up planes with soda pop cans and shit. You can enjoy your fucking life on this planet, no matter where you live. But, it's all conditioning and it's all indoctrination. And honestly, fuck them. If they don't want to take my offer to enjoy Overwatch and enjoy fucking video games, fuck them. It's their loss.
I don't know.
They can continue to believe that people play Call of Duty because they think that Call of Duty is training young kids to become soldiers in the United States. They fucking actually believe that. That's cool. Let them believe it. We're having fun. They're killing themselves. I'll take the
You definitely don't want to send Advanced Warfare over there. They might get even worse. Shit.
They're playing.
This shit is fucking garbage. We really need to launch an initiative against the U.S. for creating this dog shit.
They're playing basketball with a ball, where they jump in the. I don't know the name of the game, but you can pass the ball to each other and jump through the glowing blue circle and you get a point or whatever the fuck.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's an Advanced Warfare. It's like
Uplink.
It's an option
Uplink
of game
or whatever. Yeah, where you have the. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was actually a good part of the game, believe it or not. That was actually a good game mode. They actually brought that back in Black Ops 3. I think people actually like that game mode too. But yeah, no, it's this whole ISIS situation is very weird, to say the least. Like the whole Syrian refugees thing. I don't know. It's definitely not a no-brainer. I'm gonna say that. People are like, we should just fucking let them in. It's just like, maybe.
They weaponized the soda can. I don't trust any of these people.
Yeah, I just know it's like the hipster thing to be like, not all Muslims are bad, and obviously not all Muslims are bad, but it's just this particular religion has some problems. Let's be real, they don't get along with others very well. The Mormons, for example, they're not blowing people up. The Jehovah's Witnesses, they're the ones that ride around on fucking bikes and shit. They don't fucking weaponize their bikes and ride them into people's houses and shit. It's just, and there's different levels of extreme, and a lot of people don't want to admit this, but there's a lot of people, a decent percentage of Muslim people that, while they are not as extreme enough to blow up a plane, or commit terrorist attacks, they also, they're not that crazy, but they also don't like the idea of women driving. So there's like different levels of like extremism here, and people don't want to admit that. So
yeah, I mean it's cultural. I mean over there it's like over there that's the way things are. But
and everything is cultural, by the way. I'm not just shitting on like there's cultural things about white people that I fucking hate, and there's cultural things about black people that I hate.
But nothing gets to that extreme of like I hate those deep South people who want to bring back the Confederate flag. I need to bomb them. We don't think like that here. That's because that's insane and stupid.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, a lot of people don't really know this, or they're not willing to accept it. Is the Quran really doesn't say anything about murdering other people to get into heaven. That is just the religious leaders.
There is a very a pretty big undertone of like, if people don't agree with this, you can kill them. Like that's definitely like an underlying theme for sure.
But you gotta understand, there are religious leaders who are over there and they want to manipulate and control the populace and go, we need more people to make babies so that when these little kids grow up, we can train them with our fucked up religion where we've twisted the thing, we've twisted some rules, and now that kid will grow up, make more kids, and then go off and kill himself. It's like, that just needs to keep happening. Right. Once that stops happening over there, and you give them some Netflix, and you give them some Overwatch, and some internet, and some popcorn, or whatever the fuck, a bunch of fleshlights. I don't give a fuck what the solution is. When it stops, it's going to be this obvious thing where they're just going to be like, like let's say 150 years from now, they're going to be teaching their kids like, look, sorry guys.
We did some dumb shit.
There was a period of time where we were all really fucking stupid. And the saddest part is the Middle East was like the most overdeveloped, most advanced scientific part of the world.
We had all these fucking resources.
Yeah. And now it's devolved into this kill everyone.
Really. It's hard to even keep track of this shit anymore. And I wanted to say this because I know a lot of people will be like, oh, he's just shitting on it. He's a fucking, what do they call him? Islamophobe?
Anti-Semite.
He's a fucking Islam. No, I'm a fucking religiophobe. Dude, Christian people did the same shit. We just celebrated it yesterday. Literally, when we came to North America, we'd go up to the end and be like, hey, you want to be Christian, right? And they're like, nah. Bang. You're a Christian, right? Nah. Bang. Third guy's like, you're a Christian, right? Yeah. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah. Like, we did the same fucking shit.
Yeah, well, we'd say, like, more historically accurate, we'd say, oh, well, here's our religion. Do you believe in it? No. Okay, here's a blanket. It'll keep you warm at night, but it's got polio. We didn't tell them that, and they all died.
We did some, and every religion has done it. The Crusades were obviously a bunch of Christian people killing everyone. Everyone killing everyone. So all religions are set up to fucking control people. Like, that's the whole fucking point. So, but the thing is that, this one religion is it's a problem area. Let's be realistic here. I don't know.
Yeah, they're just going through a bad period of time. I mean,
it's just
the sooner it ends, the happier I'll be. Will it happen in my lifetime? Probably not.
No.
But,
But, like, I feel like they don't have... Like, we're in the age of information now. It's just like, come on, guys. Like, you're still doing this shit? Like, we had to sail for, like, 3 months to go and do our genocide. Like, our fucking mass killings. You got Netflix now. Why are you guys doing this shit?
We got Netflix. Watch Donald Trump's next thing. It's like, we got fucking Netflix. Why the hell are these people got to be bombing each other? This is bullshit.
Shit.
No, I think it's silly and whatever. I always hope for the best, but it's just like, it's not up to me. There's nothing I can say to these people that's going to change their mind.
I know, that's what's crazy. That's why I'm like really hesitant with like, oh yeah, we should just let them all in. It's like, they don't, like cats and dogs here, man. It's, I don't know, it's just so crazy.
We have a similar issue here in Minnesota where there's a period of time where I don't know the politics or the policies or anything behind it, but we have a lot of Somalian immigrants that live here, and at some point in time we were letting them in.
Do they all look like The Rock?
No, he's Samoan.
That's awful.
Samoan and Somalia are different. I think this was during.
I feel so stupid. They sound so close.
All these guys that look like The Rock, and they're like, "What's up? Smell what I'm cooking?" All right. No, but like,
I'm gonna get so much shit for that.
So people are like, not so much where I live, but a little bit south of where I live in a city called St. Cloud. It's about an hour away. There's a lot of Somalian people there. But this was like a decade and a half ago when they started bringing people over. Now that these guys have families and kids and they're part of the community. But guess what? White people are still going crazy. Like, oh, those damn Somalian immigrants. Oh, it's the North's version of Southern racism down there. And it's like, why are you doing this?
I just think it's so funny that, like, Samoan and Somalian are so fucking different. Like, I fucked that up so bad. Like, Somalia is, like, super black, and Samoan is, like, Hawaiian. God, I fucked that up so bad.
Somalia is not an island either. The Samoan Islands are where those people are from.
Somalia is the fucking, the pirates, the ADT pirates are from.
And plus, you know, a lot of Samoans are pro wrestlers. So you can't be like this little skinny guy and be like, I can do a power bomb.
Wait, is that really a thing?
Huh? Yeah, The Rock. His father
I know, but there's a lot of Samoans that are into that shit.
Oh, yeah, you know Rikishi.
I know there's a lot of football players that are Samoan because they're just big ass motherfuckers.
They're
just huge,
genetically gifted people. These Samoan people, they are them and African American people are like, you got to do sports, you will excel at that shit.
I love how people like to say that's not a thing. Like, people aren't built differently.
You don't believe that's a thing. Oh,
yeah, it's just like, really? You're telling me this fucking Kenyan that can run for like 100 goddamn miles straight and looks like a stick figure, that he's not genetically different than a fucking Samoan? Are you fucking mental?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like they're all one genetic glob. It's like,
there's
branches and shit. But I mean, look at a guy like Apollo Crews. He's 20 years old. Now, if you ever see a picture of Apollo Crews, he's a pro wrestler.
I'm going to Google it, yeah.
You will think this guy is like 28. This dude is just massive. And he's entertaining and fun. But he just turned 20 like this year. That guy's got a great future ahead of him.
Apollo Crews. C-R-E-W-E-S?
C-R-E-W-E-S. NXT. You should space NXT after it. You'll definitely find it. Rikishi was Samoan, and he was related to The Rock's father. Rikishi's son's now
wrestling. This dude's fucking huge for 20.
He looks huge, but he's actually a little shorter than he looks.
Oh, okay.
But he's not like short. He's not like 5'1" or something. But he might be like 5'11" or something. But he's not like 6'3" like most. But he's fucking fast in the ring. He's quick as hell. But yeah, Rikishi's kids are the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso. They're both Samoan, and they're entertaining and fun. So they're taking over. Damn it.
Yeah,
God damn it!
But I have always thought that was funny that people love to like just assume that everyone, like, all races are created equal. It's just like, no. Like, why are all Asians, like, really short and small and have black hair? It's like, there's definitely something to this.
They have really cool black hair that they can, like, spike and do all kinds of really cool, crazy shit with that I can't do because I have just, like, regular white guy hair. I'm totally jealous. But, you know, everyone else resorts to they have tiny penises and they're all basically incesting. What? No one needs to say that. You're the one saying that, asshole guy.
I haven't heard any. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Like an Asian stereotype of incest?
Yeah. Because they're basically all cousins or something is a lot of like the negative stuff that people say.
That's really fucking ignorant. That is like a next level ignorant of like next level ignorant when it comes to
going out of your way to insult somebody like
really that. Just because it's an island means I don't know. That's pretty stupid.
It's like how they say Japanese chicks or you know Asian chicks in general, but we'll just say Japanese chicks. Oh, they've got petite boobs, all of them, because they're all in one gigantic genetic pool. They can't ever have big boobs.
Smaller.
And I'm just like, here's the thing, guy who thinks that. I've seen Asian chicks who are from Japan, not Asian Americans. They're Japanese purebred ladies, and they got really great tits. You're a fucking idiot. You don't know anything. But, you know, some people just think that way.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
I think a lot of the Asian dick stereotype probably comes from the fact that they're actually, like, tinier fucking people. Like, they get fucked over by that.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, according to the Google average dick size, I'm a decent bit above average, but I still feel like I got fucking ripped off, considering everybody's like, dude, he's got size 15 feet, he must have this 9-inch porn star cock, and it's just like, no.
You have size 15s?
Yeah.
I have size 16s. You know what I tell people when they bring that bullshit up? I just go, when they say, well, you got size 16s, you know, that
must have a fucking huge cock!
I just tell them, I'm like, yeah, I gotta pay a lot of money for fucking shoes. No, that's not what they mean. No, you mean like big. No, I'm like, I got big shoes for big feet, idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
It's one of those things where it's like, you know, if a girl points it out, I'll be like, don't get your hopes up though. Like, don't overhype it. But it could be worse. Let me just put it like, it could be worse, but I still feel like I kind of got ripped off. It's kind of like winning the $1 million lottery, but like 3 other people won it. It's just like, fuck, man. It's not as great as people fucking make it out to be. I gotta pay taxes on this shit. It's like, fuck.
Tax code for it.
gotta pay taxes on my huge dick. Property tax.
Jeez. All I tell people when they say like, "Whoa, man, you wish you had a huge dick," or people make like a comment or something. It's like, I'm fine with the size I am. I honestly think it would be a curse to be slightly bigger or even bigger than I am. Because I would
take another half inch. I would definitely take another half inch, but not any more than that.
I think average guys could take another half inch, but there are dudes running around with like, yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, how do you deal with that? That has to you can't even wear underwear. You have to bend it in half to keep it inside your pants. That I do not want to have to deal with that, and I'm very glad I don't have to.
No, there's definitely diminishing returns for sure. Yeah, I definitely take another half inch just because.
Dick size.
The Dick Size Podcast.
Welcome to the Dick Size.
We promise we're not gay, but we've just spent 10 minutes talking about dicks.
Straight guys have to put that little sentence in there. We're not gay.
No, the best way to start a sentence, this is the absolute pinnacle in my opinion, is when you hear somebody say this shit, some gold is going to come out of their mouth. Here it is. I'm not racist, but when you hear that, you know some shit's going to go down. I'm not racist, but
I got flack for that because I was talking about NCSoft in a video, and I was just explaining why I don't think certain things are happening in Guild Wars 2 and why certain things are. And I had literally said, listen, I'm not racist, but I very much dislike this random pachinko nonsense that they're putting into this game. And people were like, oh, you fucking hate Koreans or whatever. And I'm like, no, I hate...
Obviously, that's the only conclusion you could come to.
I hate this put money into the game and then you might get something. Look at the Black Lion chests and stuff. So, needless to say, I have yet to ever fall into that trap again where I'm like, well, I'm not racist, but... Because I am, I find racist jokes to be funny.
I don't think that...
Not the hardcore ones or whatever, but
I think the hardcore ones are excellent as well. Fuck it, I'll step on this landmine. I think racist jokes are fantastic.
Sure.
Fucking love racist jokes.
I love
Doesn't mean I'm racist.
Jokes that are racist about me. Even jokes that are like video game or...
I laugh at myself a ton, too.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I Chris Rock and George Carlin are who I grew up with listening to comedy, so I'm really sort of numb to that sort of stuff. So.
I feel like racism, in a lot of ways, is really over-dramatized. I really don't think people are that racist anymore. I know a lot of people go, oh yeah, because you're fucking white. But I really think a lot of it is just people want to be victims. And just, obviously it still exists. I'm not going to say racism doesn't still exist, but...
I still find it really funny when, I see a white dude walk up to their black friend and go, yo, my nigga. And I'm like, I think that's funny, but I get it. If it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
They're okay with it as friends. I'm not going to be like, you can't say that. We're white.
You just dropped the N-bomb, bruh. Yeah,
I think it's hilarious. I've seen some videos from some guys on Omegle, and they get on, and there's a black dude, and they're like, "What's up, dog? What you doing, my nigga?" And it's and the black guy's freaking out, and he skips the conversation, and I'm like, that to me is funny.
Oh yeah, no, it's I'm looking forward to the day where I can say faggot and not get flack for it by some fucking SJW. It's not that I hate gay people at all. I have no problem with gay people. I encourage gay people to live close to me. They bring up your fucking property values. If there's more gay men,
stereotypical gay.
That's
thing.
A fucking that's a praise. You see how much it costs to live in San Francisco, the gayest place on earth? It's $1 million to live in a dumpster over there. It is so fucking expensive, and it's gay as fuck over there.
Well, I get what you're saying. I've pulled back from saying the word faggot because
it's such a fun word, though.
I feel like when I say it so good that there's no way anybody's not gonna take it as a negative thing. I think if I'm just yeah, I just got you in Overwatch, faggot. I think when I say it, it's oh my god, that stings so bad. So I'm trying not to say it. But when people who grew up in our generation, when we say, "Oh, that's gay," if anybody ever comes to me and goes in the future, if they go, "You can't say that. That's fucking very mean and insensitive," I'm like, no, fuck yourself. I grew up watching South Park. I can say
What was the South Park thing? Oh,
Just
not gay
said
fags, like where they call like the people on motorcycle.
Oh yeah,
the
like,
Harley
fags,
Davidsons.
There's all
Oh,
the,
not
the
gay
graffiti.
fags. That's fucked up.
Yeah, where they like it's like go home fags and like Big
Yeah.
Gay Al and other guys. Oh my God, they're finally kicking us out of here. And it's like, no, we don't mean like gay fags. We mean like fags. You know, those guys who make too much noise on the motorcycle. But that's a joke from South Park. I've been saying things are gay ever since I was like 13 because I thought it was cool.
No, I'm looking forward to the day where I can say that because it's such a fun. It's just a great word, and to some extent, the N-bomb is also a fucking fun word too.
They're impactful words.
And I'll scientifically explain this. So fun words generally have two letters put together, two of the same letters. So faggot, fun word, F-A-G-G-O-T. Titties.
Oh,
Titties is a fantastic word. And nigger, two G's. So when you say something like nigger titties, it's just fun to say. Doesn't mean anything. But you can be like, nigger titties. I just stubbed my foot on the door jamb.
Right.
It's just a fun word. I don't know. I just want to be able to say it without people being like, oh, he just said faggot.
I think there's hope. I think there's hope for faggot. I don't think.
I'm not gonna hold my
nigger
breath for...
straight up really mean. I even feel bad saying it.
I know, right?
It's
We're sitting
so
here
bad.
like we gotta look around and make sure there's not any black people in my apartment right now.
I don't say it to insult anybody. That's why I don't ever say it. But I really like nigga, and there was a period of time where I was like saying it a lot, and
I've never said it a lot. Shit.
I can't. Well, no, not like a lot. Like nigga, whatever. But like I was just saying it was part of my regular vocabulary, and I was thinking to myself like, there's no way I'm gonna get away with saying this if I come back and I'm starting to do videos again, because look, let's just the elephant in the fucking room. I said the word nigger in one of my most popular.
Oh yeah, I know what video you're talking about.
And people either
through the fire and the
flames, they
yeah.
either heard me say it and went, "That's fucking rude," or they heard me say it and go, "Okay."
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
I didn't even mean to say it. I just said it and was like, "Well, I said it." Fuck
Dude,
it.
I think I remember that. You're like, do-do-do-do-do, and you're like, here's this boomkin, and if he does this thing, you're a stupid blank. And you're like, oh shit.
It was the thing with the boomkins that everyone always like tells me about is like, look at these two boomkins sucking each other's dicks. They can't suck each other's dicks anymore if I fear them. That was the boomkin thing. But it was like, I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
I killed someone. I killed something.
Yeah, you said like, you're a stupid blank.
Yeah, and I was like, at the time I was like,
yeah, whatever.
I'm
it's
like,
this video won't get any views.
Just keep this in. Fuck it.
Yeah.
If I get in trouble, then fine. If I don't, then it's been a 50-50 kind of thing where people have been like, you said that right. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's one of those things where if people did get offended by that, you wouldn't want them anyway. Like I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever dropped the N-bomb on my channel. This might be a new one for me.
Yeah.
This podcast.
And the thing is, it's like, fine.
It's like if you get offended by that, then fuck you.
Especially because it's us. If you believe we are saying it, and it's like we're saying it in a connotative way.
We're not
and we're being
racist. Like, come on, you fucking.
Here we
idiots.
are, two white people scrambling to explain why.
We're not racist.
Please believe us,
dude. I've got two black friends. I can't be racist.
There you go. That's another go-to staple. I got black friends, guys.
Oh, shit.
I do. I have a black friend. Shout out to Matt Visual.
No, I have a black friend too. Original hot dog. just letting everybody know.
He will come to defend me if you come attack me.
I've got proof that he's black. He's not just making it up. Shit.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle cracked me up too.
Yeah.
Hardcore. And I'm jealous of Dave Chappelle because Dave Chappelle can go on Saturday Night Live and get powdered up on his face and look as white as he possibly can and try to do straight news with the white man.
Have you seen the Nigga Family Dave Chappelle skit?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
one of his
where
best.
he's like...
N-I-G-G-A-R, it's the Nigga Family. So good.
It's like, oh, here's so-and-so. He's like, oh, you that nigga who beat up my brother? No, that's a different nigga. And it's just these great jokes.
Yeah, and it's a white family. That's the best part. Yeah.
Or isn't he like the milkman?
Yeah, no, he's
he pops in, he's like, morning, niggas.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh god, that was great.
So good. You got anything you want to pitch or any topics?
Nah, I'm really trying to think. I know there was something that I thought about. but I'm blanking right now. I have to write it down. I've been a scatterbrain.
Yeah, see, I've been writing it. I've been writing all this shit down that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made it to week 2. This is like a milestone for podcasts because most of them don't make it past the first episode.
We have the balls to continue doing what we do because we think it's worth doing.
Yeah, if we make it to episode 10, we'll make it to 100.
Oh my god.
That'll be once we get our groove on, we'll be rocking and rolling it. I think we doing pretty well.
And I will say this, I was getting messages and tweets and stuff from people saying like, "Whoa, you and Zyback doing a podcast? That's actually really cool. I'm glad you guys are doing it." And I'm like, I'm glad you're glad. Please tell your friends. I always remind people like, look, tell people that we're doing it.
Yeah.
Even if they don't know who we are,
well,
they might actually like us talking about topics.
You know what's crazy is that like we've been close friends on YouTube for 6 years now, and we've talked a lot, but we've never actually done anything together really, except for this. Like it took us like 6 fucking years to do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're trying to like.
Yeah, we went different ways. It wasn't like anything like, obviously a lot of it was we
trying
both
to grow our
quit
channels
WoW.
and become very successful dudes and situations outstanding. Now we're like, hey, what's up? What about that podcast thing? But you remembered that you wanted to do it, and I remembered that it'd be an interesting thing to do, so we're doing it.
I think I pitched it to you like however many years ago. I was like, we should do this. It's like we just never did it. Now we're finally doing it. So whatever.
Yeah, and I think around the time I had the podcast bug, when it was like Guild Wars 2 had just come out and it had been like 3 or 4 months, and I wanted to do like a podcast called the Critcast, and I wanted to copy it after, or like make it look like how Game Breaker TV was doing their podcasts, but a little different. And the only person I could get to do it was my friend Arthur, and he was like sort of half interested. And so I'm like all high energy, and he's like, I'm like, Arthur, what did you think of this? And he's like,
see, the thing I like about what we're doing is that it can be about anything. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like it's got more longevity because obviously if you're doing the Guild Wars 2 podcast and Guild Wars 2 sucks dick for 3 months, it's like, what are you going to talk about?
I think in general, a lot of smart podcasts right now are like, here's the overall title of what we do and what we aim to talk about. Like you and I talk about video games and whatever. But if we go off on a tangent or something and we're talking about politics for a little while, or if we're talking about words and slang and religion and ISIS, it's like people need to understand.
And ISIS, yeah.
We happen to be a podcast that talks about video games, but you might hear us talk about some other stuff too. That I'm very happy that I'm not going to receive a noose in the mail going, you didn't talk enough about how much you love Hanzo, and what about Hanzo?
We wanted more dick talk.
Yeah, where's the dick link? Stop that shit or I'm gonna murder you. It's like, no, it's okay. You have to like it, and if you like it because you say you like it, we're gonna keep doing it.
Yep. Well,
and to keep the end of podcasts from being really awkward like it is right now, we will find some royalty-free music and pump it in there. And if you guys make your own music and you want to show it off on the podcast, you can get it sent to us. As simple as that. So just in case you want to do that.
I think the main thing I want to end on here is suggest topics. Jeez, man.
Oh yeah, do that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone suggested any topics, and I'm sure somebody has something that they want us to talk about that we just haven't hit on. So if you got something you want us to talk about, leave it in the comments down below, and we'll probably hit it if it's a good idea. But then again, you guys have had some horrible ideas in terms of naming the podcast, except for Meme Talk. Meme Talk is okay.
Meme Talk will be taken.
Yeah, all right. I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, man.
Hope you guys enjoyed Hive Mind Podcast number 2, and we'll see you again for the next one.
And we hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yep.
See you later.
If you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out a lot, and selling out ain't easy, and I'm only in this for the money, so be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Even if you hate it, fuck you. Just tell me to go fuck myself. Leave a comment. None of you motherfuckers comment, and it irritates the shit out of me. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, because I gotta get paid.